Hello, everybody, and welcome to The Park. I am your host, Paul Rodriguez, and this is my personal audio log recorded content. And it is Thanksgiving weekend here in Canada. We have it a little bit earlier than the Americans, if I recall correctly. But in this episode, I just want to go into the things that I'm thankful for. I'm having dinner with my brothers tonight, so this might be a shorter episode. I spent the whole week with my friends and family, and I still wanted to get something out every week for this podcast. And so getting on to what I'm thankful for, or I guess what strikes me most about being thankful for things that people have, is that people are only really encouraged to think about what they're thankful for around this time of year. And personally, I don't believe in that. Because for me especially, with this podcast, it gives me the chance to reflect on myself at least once every week, to really acknowledge the little things I have and to not take it for granted. I'm still here at my parents' house, which they still so graciously let me live here. And the fact that I live under a roof, especially with a big family, I think we have like 12 people in this house at one time. It's something I feel like I've always taken for granted. Like, for instance, why is it that I even get into such meaningless verbal altercations with my parents when it's only the fact that I guess I'm only tired because I come home from work and school, a 16-hour day, and the fact that I think it's just a wrong time to approach me in the day, that's when I'd raise my voice at them. Like, for real, like, I don't even know why I'd be raising my voice at them sometimes. Like, they've had a long day too. Like, all they really ask is how my day was, and I'm gonna just like shrug them off. It kind of hurts to think about when I'm doing these things. Like, do I even love my family? I do, of course. It's more about having the patience of having interactions with my parents, especially because I know that they're much older than me, and they were definitely born in a different time, so it's mostly hard to relate to whatever they even lecture me about. But I think what I like more is that there's times when I could just sit down and talk with my dad, where I'm not being told off or something. Like, I'm not in trouble, and like I didn't mess up this time and he's giving me a firm talking to. No, it's just a normal conversation. Those are what I enjoy the most, is that there's no expectation of a lesson learnt, and it's just sitting down and getting to know each other, which is ironic, I guess, because I actually get more out of learning to be a hard worker because of the stories my dad tells me about immigrating here from the Philippines and basically starting from scratch, while I get to be born in a more privileged country. Like, we have clean water, we have fresh air, we got public education, and then me, I have the audacity to brush off my family just like that. And I really want to get better at that. I hope I'm slowly getting better at that, instead of brushing them off completely. I'll try to keep my composure and just say, yes, my day was fine, and just have like a small conversation out of that. Because for me, I'm only 22. I have a long way to go, especially in respecting my parents and all that stuff. But I definitely appreciate and am thankful for having such loving parents that choose to put up with me, and that only wish the best for me, of course. I know that there are people out there who actually have it worse than I do. Can you believe that? People have it worse than I do. Yeah, like, people without parents, people without families at all, especially the ones that grow up without direct guidance. And I get access to more than just that. So why would I ever value my parents for less than what they're worth, right? But yeah, right now my parents, they're not with me over the weekend. They're actually in Calgary to be with other relatives for the long weekend. So I wish them the safest travels, and I hope they're having a great time away from their kids, because who wouldn't like time away from their kids, especially if they're me? As for me, I'm actually spending it alone at home with my brothers, and I think he wanted me to cook dinner with him tonight. So I might just do that after recording this. But anyways, the other things that I've done over this weekend that I'm very thankful for are my friends. Gosh, I think I talk about this too much, but just the highlights of my weekend. Uniqlo, it opened in Vancouver this weekend, so I got to go shopping. I spent less than I thought I would, only around like 200, 250 for like a jacket and 3 pairs of pants. Yeah, I don't have a lot of pants. Well, ones that fit me anyways. Oh, okay. While I'm on this, I might as well kind of talk about this. I don't really talk about this, but I find it as a personal victory. I've been losing weight, and I just have the satisfaction of having to go out and buy clothes that fit me now. I dropped like 15 pounds and 2 notches in my belt, which I never thought would ever happen again. Hence, the pants. So yeah, very thankful for that. Probably gonna gain it back again with the holidays around the corner though. So anyways, after that, me and my friend, we actually went to Chipotle after shopping at Uniqlo, and on the drive home, I guess we realized the amount of Disney movies that I haven't watched. So we went and watched Tangled later that night, and I gotta say, Tangled was a pretty good movie. It's solid 9 out of 10. But I enjoyed the company as well, of course. I watched my friend's siblings play Kane and Lynch till 1 a.m. and then this weird obscure movie on Netflix. The what's it called? The boys in the trees, I think. And basically was out till 3 a.m. So, very thankful for those friends that are down to chill until the late hours of the night. The next day, me and a friend went to a fundraising gallery called Women in Nature. It was held by these wonderful people over at Migrante, BC, and they had a silent auction for paintings, lots of food, and I think more importantly, the amazing program that they had. I got to meet a local songwriter and musician. His name is Francis Arevalo, and he was such a great performer. And even better, getting to know him, because he's such a down-to-earth guy. I approached him, his gig, and got to know him better as a person and as an artist. He's very kind. And of course, he creates amazing songs. When he was performing this one song called Lolas Recipe, I legit cried. Like, that song, it really touched my heart. I'll link it below, actually, so you can check out his other stuff too. He really is an amazing artist. So I guess that's another thing that I'm thankful is for art and all its different mediums. I've only recently come into exploring the art scene, especially here in Vancouver. Everything here, it's so beautiful, it's so vivid, and like looking out to the mountains while riding the SkyTrain. I don't know if a lot of people do that. I'm sure a lot of people do that, but it just looks so beautiful. And from the mountains to the city to the many intricate murals that are painted all over the walls, you wouldn't even need to go to an art gallery or a museum to experience this kind of beauty. So yeah, I'm very thankful for living in such an amazing, beautiful city. But yeah, the next day, Sunday, which was when I believe most people were celebrating Thanksgiving, I did get to celebrate a friend's birthday, actually. No turkey or anything that crazy. It was a relatively small gathering we actually held a surprise party for her, and I could honestly say that it was probably one of the most real surprises ever. And do you know how I know? It was because she had no reaction. And I feel like every surprise party that I go to, the celebrant finds out about it because people just suck at keeping things a secret. But yeah, usually the celebrant finds out, and now they have this obligation of having this big crazy reaction of, oh my gosh, I can't believe this, guys, oh my gosh, thank you. You know, part of me just thinks that it feels fake, but whatever. At this point, I think I'm just rambling about my weekend. As I said, I have a small dinner to get to with my brothers. We're having dim sum and hot pot tonight, so I should probably help them out, considering I'll probably be eating most of it anyways. But that's it for me. I'm thankful for everybody in my life. My mom, my dad, my 2 older brothers, my extended family, of course, my friends, especially the ones that I got to see over the weekend, and especially those that I didn't get to see because we were all busy. Still love you. I'm very thankful for everyone. And I'm thankful for myself for staying committed to improving myself and having this new set of standards and priorities of doing this podcast as well. And I'm thankful for everyone that's still listening to this podcast. I'm really thankful for each and every one of you. And that's about it for a shorter half-ish episode. I just wanted to take a little break to spend time with friends and family, and I hope you all did too. Tune in next week. Subscribe if you haven't already. You're not obligated to. It's entirely your choice. Have a good day, a good night, wherever you are. And thank you all for visiting the park.